I stood right up and started shouting, "This isn't what happened last week! Have you all got amnesia? They just cheated us! This isn't fair! He didn't get out of the cock-a-doodie car!"
Welcome once again, my fellow manipulators of Digital Fate. I'm Richie, this is Capricorn, and today's deck is one that I've been dying to get around to ever since Duskmourn dropped, and Foundations was quick on the heels of the Duskmourn set, so we did have a few leftover ideas from Duskmourn, and even though Foundations is amazing and I still have a ton of crazy new decks to get to, I wanted to make sure I went back and got this out of my system and got this deck out to all of you guys before I forgot about it, because I think it's really crazy and might have the potential to be absolutely insane. So you're gonna have to be the judge of that. Before we break down the deck, this one's called Misery Signals. Please like the video, help this video get out to so many more people, help the channel grow. I appreciate it a lot. Subscribe if you're new so you never miss an upload. Tons of crazy deck ideas on the way. This one in particular, I'm gonna shut up. We need to break down the deck because it's just that good. I'm just so proud of this thing. There are some matchups that are a little bit troublesome right now, but the potential of this deck is just kind of insane. I just want you guys to see it. Give me your impressions on it, and maybe possibly what directions we could take it in future versions of the deck. But make sure to catch me live Monday through Friday over on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/QuarantineCapricorn, because if I'm alive and I'm breathing, I'm there and I'm streaming. Let's break down the deck. Alright, so Foundations is great and all, but this is a deck that I've been wanting to brew ever since Duskmourn dropped, and I'm finally just doing it. I'm not procrastinating it any longer. I'm getting back to doing this deck because I've had it in my head for so long, and I just really wanted to make it happen. And honestly, it's pretty rad. So we're using Lich-Knights Conquest. 1 black and 4 for a sorcery. Sacrifice any number of artifacts, enchantments, and or tokens. Return that many creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. So the whole deck is basically a control shell, but almost all of our control elements are in two forms. One, either permanents that are entering the battlefield, sticking on the battlefield, while also removing a threat of our opponents, so that we can just start to stack up permanents like artifacts and enchantments that we have in play to sacrifice to Lich-Knights Conquest to bring things back, or creatures that we can discard as a way to use them as removal. Stuff like Trumpeting Carnosaur or Harvester of Misery that have these discard modes where they act as removal, so that we can get them into the graveyard to bring back with Lich-Knights Conquest. Now, it's awesome to be able to kill stuff, discard a Trumpeting Carnosaur, discard a Harvester of Misery, kill stuff on the opponent's side, and then have them already in the graveyard to come back with a Lich-Knights Conquest. It's equally awesome to kill their stuff with nowhere to run, or blood spatter analysis, and then have those permanents on the battlefield to be able to sacrifice to bring back those creatures. But what really makes Lich-Knights Conquest shine in this build is we have some cards that glue those two synergies together and take it to the next level. The most important of which is Overlord of the Balemurk. It can come down for just 2 mana, fill up our graveyard with stuff that we want to bring back. And then what's cool about the Overlord is it's a non-creature enchantment sitting there with a bunch of time counters that need to be removed before it can be a creature and start, chipping away at your opponent's life total. But we can just sacrifice it to the Lich-Knights Conquest and then bring it right back as the creature we choose to bring it back, except it comes back into play as the actual creature version. So Lich-Knights Conquest can basically change a non-creature version of Balemurk into the creature version, while at the same time getting another ETB trigger, milling 4 more cards, and putting another card in our hand. It can be absolutely backbreaking because of that. In a similar fashion, but in a completely different way at the same time, we're using 4 copies of Enduring Courage. This comes out as a 4 mana 3/3. But if it dies, it comes back as a non-creature version of the enchantment. And no matter whether it's the creature version or not the creature, as long as it's in play, it gives another creature that you control that enters +2/+0 and haste until end of turn. So as long as Enduring Courage is in play, every creature that enters the battlefield is going to get +2 attack and haste, be able to swing in immediately for crazy value. What's cool about the Enduring Courage, though, is because it comes back as the non-creature version of the enchantment, you can sacrifice Enduring Courage to Lich-Knights Conquest in order to bring back something much bigger, like a Trumpeting Carnosaur or a Harvester of Misery. And then the Enduring Courage itself just brings itself back as the non-creature version of the enchantment, so that all of those creatures coming into play with Lich-Knights Conquest are all getting haste, they're all getting +2 power buff, and they can probably just swing in and end the game right there on their own. So Enduring Courage, kind of crazy. Even if you don't have it in play to sacrifice to get the extra value, just having one of these in the graveyard because you milled it with a Balemurk, you can bring it back as one of the creatures you bring back with Lich-Knights Conquest, and it will still give everything that's coming into play at the same time as it haste and +2 power and let them all swing in. Absolutely insane synergy. In addition to the 4 Lich-Knights Conquests, we're also running 1 Coiling Rebirth. This is almost like a 5th Lich-Knights Conquest in ways. It's not as good in this deck, but for 5 mana, if we gift them a card, we get to return a creature from our graveyard to the battlefield and then also create a 1/1 copy of that creature. And most of the cards in this deck have a ton of crazy triggers. So if we bring back an Overlord, we get a 5/5 Overlord, a 1/1 Overlord, and we get 2 triggers to mill 4, put 2 cards from our graveyard into our hand, get back some of our value. If we get back Carnosaur or Harvester of Misery, we could use them for their alternate discard modes and use them as removal again if we want, or we could just hard cast them a little bit later in the game, get their value. If we hard cast the Harvester, it gives everything on their side -2/-2. Actually, it gives everything period -2/-2 other than the Harvester. So it can be used as a pseudo board wipe. If you hard cast the Carnosaur, it's going to discover 5 and find something else to cast. Sometimes the discover 5 off the Carnosaur will hit another Lich-Knights Conquest, and you can just keep going. It can get really crazy, but Coiling Rebirth just has so many opportunities to be almost as good as Lich-Knights Conquest. Even if we just Coiling Rebirth a Carnosaur back, we get 2 Carnosaurs, 2 Discover 5 triggers, and it can be pretty nuts. Going back to the bottom of the curve, we already talked about how we have Nowhere to Run and Blood Spatter Analysis to have early removal that also gives us permanence to sack. In addition, we've got those 4 Harvester of Miseries, which turn 2 mana, we can take out a creature on the opposing side by discarding it. We're also running 4 Fear of Missing Out. This is something that lets us discard something we want in the graveyard to bring back, like maybe the Carnosaur or maybe an Overlord or an Enduring Courage, while also digging a card deeper and getting us closer to our land drops that we want to make, or getting us closer to some of our removal options. Also, if Fear of Missing Out is able to come back and attack with haste, if you have Delirium, we can also untap our best attacker, whether that's the Carnosaur or the Balemurk or whatever, and swing even more. So Fear of Missing Out can also be an important part of this whole thing. It also doubles as a 2 mana enchantment that can be sacrificed to the Lich-Knights Conquest. So Fear of Missing Out just kind of does a little bit of everything that the deck wants, and it's a pretty key card. We're also running 4 copies of Disturbing Mirth. Now this isn't removal per se, but this is a good way of not only putting another thing on the battlefield that can be sacrificed to the Lich-Knights Conquest and gives us a little bit of extra value when it does, because when it's sacrificed you get to manifest dread. But also, if we have some of those other permanents on the battlefield already, like Blood Spatter Analysis or Nowhere to Run or Overlord of the Balemurk or whatever, we can sacrifice that one permanent, replace it with this permanent, so we still have a permanent on the battlefield to sit there waiting for Lich-Knights Conquest, but in the process we get to draw 2 cards and just fuel everything we're trying to do. So draw into new permanents we can put on the battlefield to sack, draw into the land drops we need, draw into our gas, whatever we need. Disturbing Mirth is going to draw into it, while replacing the thing we sack with another sackable permanent for Lich-Knights Conquest that will give us even more value when we do. Moving on to the 3-drop slots, we can discard Trumpeting Carnosaurs to kill stuff. We've also got 3 copies of Brotherhood's End because aggro is insane right now, and we can just wipe the board. This does kill some of our own stuff, like Fear of Missing Out, but a lot of our creatures actually dodge the Brotherhood's End, which is really, really nice. And then we also have 2 copies of Overlord of the Boilerbilges, and this is one that I considered adding more copies of because it's that good, but it is a little bit expensive. So this is a 5/5 for 6 mana. When it enters or attacks, we deal 4 damage to whatever we want. So when it comes back to a Lich-Knights Conquest, it can get that trigger. If it comes back with an Enduring Courage on the battlefield, it can immediately attack and get another trigger, which is nuts. We also have the ability to play this a little bit early for just 4 mana, comes in with those 4 time counters. We still get to deal 4 damage when it enters the battlefield, we just don't get to swing with it right away, but it'll be sitting there as another permanent that we can sacrifice to Lich-Knights Conquest. So similar to Overlord of the Balemurk, if we have an Overlord of the Boilerbilges down, we can sack it to a Lich-Knights Conquest even if it's not a creature yet, and then choose to have it be one of the things we want to bring back with the Lich-Knights Conquest, and it'll come back as the creature version, get the ETB trigger, do another 4 damage, and if we're also bringing back Enduring Courage as one of the things, if we're bringing back 3 or 4 things, one of them's an Enduring Courage, one of them's an Overlord, and maybe we've got a couple other things, this is getting the ETB trigger, it's also getting the +2 power and haste from the Courage, and then it's swinging in for 7 and getting another trigger when it attacks for another 4 damage. So there's so many ways that you could just pile up all of the synergies, go wide with things to sacrifice so that you get insane value with Lich-Knights Conquest, but almost everything in the deck is also incredibly control oriented and just is absolutely nuking everything on their side turn after turn after turn, while going wide with all the synergies that we need, or it's setting us up with card advantage with things like Disturbing Mirth or Fear of Missing Out. So I think the deck's really, really cool. I think there is a little bit of wiggle room to maybe take this even further and make this even crazier. So if you have ideas about cards that have been overlooked or cards to try in a build like this, definitely let me know in the comments. I think it's nuts. If you want to know the mana base, it's in the description. Check out the deck list. But we need to check out the games. So let's do it. Let's check out the games. All right, we're gonna keep this. We're gonna try and speed play this. 𝑟𝑟𝑏𝑎𝑐ℎ is a J rapper. I guess that makes sense. That was the name of our last opponent, I guess. Pass turn. So is Zorn. Oh, Monastery Swiftspear. How exciting. You totally made my day, Mr. 𝐿𝐿𝐿, with your amazingly exciting brew, which is amazingly exciting. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. Harvester in the yard. Maybe we should be running more blood spatter analysis. The fact that it puts stuff in the yard is pretty good, honestly. Hello, Heartfire Hero. Do you have fire in your heart? Does it make you feel like a hero? Because I sort of think you're the villain. You know, because of all the red and no other color other than the red. Just feels that way. Just does. We'll keep that on top. Thank you. And then we'll put out a little bit of get in your way guy. Little bit of a get in your way guy. Get rid of the courage. We're not going to need it. We just want to kill everything. If we kill everything and we don't die, we win. That's it. That's all you need to do to beat mono red. Just kill everything and don't die. It's real easy. actually, like, super easy. Just kill everything and don't die. Maybe we should have used the nowhere to run on it, actually, so it didn't do the 3 damage to our head. That would have been smart. That would have been smart. But we were not smart. Although, we do get to use it on the Scamp now. Which, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty good. Let's pass the turn. We're gonna do it at instant speed and try to blow him out. Wait until he casts things on it and do it in response. Blazing Crescendo. How about no? How about no Endo? How about Blazing no Endo? I like the idea of Blazing no Endo. So that's what we're gonna do. You can do -2 damage to me. I'll let that slide. That's fine. Good old blood spatter analysis. Ranking up, bro. We're going to discard the Overlord. And then we're going to sacrifice Nowhere to Run to Disturbing Mirth to draw some cards. So we're about to draw 3 cards and put an Overlord in our yard in case we, like, do the thing. That seems good. And then we still have Brotherhood's End. So if he tries to get really crazy and play more than one creature, since we have a blocker, we can nuke him. We can nuke the site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. Okay?
Say we take off, nuke the site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Welcome to the stream, by the way, Servo. Good to have you here. The mice are not defending their forest. They are not. I'm over here just trying to play with my toys, and they're trying to kill me. They drew first blood, not me. Understand? Good. Grand. Look at all this removal. Look at all this removal against red. He doesn't even have us to half health yet. And we let him do 3 damage to us with the Heartfire Heroes, so I don't even feel guilty about it. Come on, 𝐻𝐿𝐴𝑛𝑐𝑒. Do you think he's gone? Do you think he just left? Do you think he just said, I've seen enough of Capricorn crushing me like an absolute champion? You know? We've got an Emberheart Challenger. We've got a shock to our face. I mean, I don't mind losing this. I don't worry about it. I don't even mind. I don't even care. Look at how much I care. Alright, this thing wants to die. We're going to go Fear Missing Out. We're going to dump a Carnosaur. And then once again, we're going to try and blow him out. So we're going to pass the turn. Nowhere to Run is preferable over Harvester of Misery at this point, because we can hard cast Harvester of Misery next turn if we need to. He's going to shock us. Shocking. Shocking. What else you got? No. Daddy says no. Alright, you get us to 4. You can't even top deck a Lightning Strike, dude. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Nothing. You're gonna do a whole lot of nothing. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We just need to do 4 more damage. We almost got there. Alright, we're gonna keep 7. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything is great. Hello, D-Shaft. Start with a theater. Fabled Passage. We're going to keep it. We need our lands. It's the thing about this deck. This deck needs to get to 5 for all its strong plays. So you need to make sure you're like keeping all of your lands early. And that you're using your draw from Disturbing Mirth and Fear of Missing Out to find your lands. I think we're gonna dump the Harvester. Oh, there's our lands. Could be a mistake, but I think we're gonna need Nowhere to Run to kill the Optimistic Scavenger because of the hexproof enchantment that he can flash in. End the turn. We want to do it in response to him trying to enchant it, so that we make him waste cards. Alright, 1 counter wasted. We did get to draw a card. But I think if we play the deck correctly, the extra cards aren't going to matter. We should be able to just kind of overwhelm them with value. We'll see. Hello. Well, let's thin out the deck. We could Brotherhood's End, which would honestly be pretty strong. But maybe we want to wait. It depends though. If he's able to play 3 enchantments next turn, or just 1 that buffs his dude, and another one, then the Brotherhood's End won't kill the Scavenger. Let's do this. Let's keep the nowhere to run in case he has that hexproof thing. I'm gonna take a chance here. Because we've got Brotherhood's End or Carnosaur. We've also got a blocker now. Oh, he got rid of our whole yard. He doesn't even really know what we're doing. That's so bad. Let's make him use a thing. I think he's gonna put the counter on the other thing. Yeah, to get through for more damage. That's exactly what we wanted. That is exactly what we wanted. Shuts down all of our stuff though. Shuts down everything. So we just have to hard cast stuff now. We can't mill with the Balemurk. We can't discard the Carnosaur. Lich-Knights Conquest is literally a dead card. Unless we can find a way to get rid of the Rest in Peace. Which I don't think we can. Ouch. Just exile cards from the top, baby. I don't know if he's got enough removal to deal with this, though. I think we might be okay. And also, it might be worth still sacrificing Disturbing Mirth, just the Lich-Knights Conquest, just literally to get the manifest. I don't know if we want 2 Balemurks. Let's just attack. See what he does. Let's kill that so we can't attack and get a doll. End the turn. Toadstool Admirer. I think we got him though. I think he's out of gas. Yeah, we harvester this turn. Alright. This actually looks pretty good. We're gonna keep it. We get a few different options here on turn 2. If we want to kill something, we can in multiple ways, or we could Fear of Missing Out. I think we're going to Fear of Missing Out. But what do we dump? He's going to cut it down. I think probably the Harvester. We want to hold on to the Lich-Knights Conquest if we can. Deep Cavern Bat. Well, it doesn't really matter what you do. That bat is dying. It's dying dead. And we'd rather use the Nowhere to Run first, to be honest. Because then we get to sacrifice it to Disturbing Mirth. Get more value. We've been working on decks together, Finn. We just never get there. Glissa. We don't have a way to kill Glissa, so I guess we're just going like this. And then he's gonna get to kill our Disturbing Mirth, but we have a Brotherhood's End. Deep Cavern Bat. Probably takes the Brotherhood's End. He kind of has to, right? But that only delays the inevitable. If he has to kill our Disturbing Mirth, at least he doesn't get to draw a card, so it's not the worst thing ever. He might just draw a card anyway. Nope, he's gonna kill it. Alright, well, that's basically like us getting a free discard out of his hand. So, we could kill the bat with the Harvester. I think we'll just do this while we can. Get rid of the Glissa. Get rid of the value. Worry about the other stuff later. Liliana. Gonna make us discard.
I've come. Drop it.
Man, we cannot manage to keep an enchantment on the field, can we? Well, we'll get rid of a fear of missing out. I don't like it because I want to draw more cards. But I think we just have to. So we're going to go Fear of Missing Out. Discard the Boilerbilges. Grab a land. We'll grab a black source. That actually sounds awesome, Finn. We should do that. And then do we kill the Deep Cavern Bat or do we Balemurk? A lot of different possibilities here. If we Balemurk, we get more cards in our hand to potentially discard to an upticked Liliana. And then we could Harvester of Misery later. I think that's probably right. Now the question is, what do we want? So many options. I think we want... Let's go with Enduring Courage. See if we can make that work. It's gonna be hard for him to kill that. If we can just get it out there, it would be nice.
Don't overthink.
Unfortunately, we're gonna have to discard it right now, right? It's either that or the Lich-Knights Conquest, and I believe we already discarded one of those. No, we didn't. Screw it. Let's just go all in. Swing at Lily. Just gonna let it through. We could Lich-Knights Conquest right now. He's gonna uptick, right? And make us discard it. So I think we just gotta do it. I don't love it, but we got to. Carnosaur. And, do we get another Carnosaur or do we get an Overlord? I could see either one being good. Maybe we get a Harvester to kill the Deep Cavern back and get back the Brotherhood's End. You know what? We're going to do 2 Carnosaurs. Because maybe we'll hit some of that stuff with the Carnosaur. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Give me everything. Give me everything. Fear of missing out, sure. We'll discard the Brotherhood's End, now that we don't really need it. Oh, baby. Could you imagine if we had had the Enduring Courage out when we did that? Crazy, bro. That would have been gnarly. Can we keep this? Call me crazy, but I think we can. We're going to keep it. Vampire Tribal. Maybe we should do Vampire Tribal with Leyline of Transformation. RB Jr. Arby's. We have the meats. I think we want a Balemurk here. The sooner the Balemurk's out, the sooner it potentially turns into the creature version, which I think is really good. We'll take the Courage. Turn 3, we can either dump the Carnosaur, or Fear of Missing Out, or kill something. Probably not that. I think we want a hard cast. I think we want to hard cast the Misery. So I think we're gonna Balemurk again. No, you know what? We need to try to draw a land. Let's Fear of Missing Out. And we'll dump the Harvester. We gotta try to get to a land. Landy, landy, landy. Dandy, landy. Dandy, landy. Arby. He loves the meat. Aw, you exiled it. That's just rude. Why you gotta be so rude? Don't you know I'm enduring courage? That didn't rhyme. Well, it's a good thing I'm a Magic content creator and not a rapper. Or a singer. Oh wait. Oopsie. And we will keep our Enduring Courage, thank you very much. We need more stuff, though. Raucous Theater. Next turn's gonna be wild. Don't think we need a 6th land. So if we double Harvester of Misery, they don't kill each other. Which is kind of awesome. So, well, if we Coiling Rebirth, the copy will die. Which is kind of a bummer. I think we just want as many things out as possible right now. Let's do this. Let's try an Overlord. And see if we can get something else. I guess Harvester? Pass the turn. So if he tries to level up his Caretaker's talent, we kill one of these dudes in response. That's probably fine. Let's see. Lich-Knights Conquest for 2 Trumpeting Carnosaurs. Seems really powerful right now. Let's see if we can make that work, shall we? We will not sack the Enduring Courage because we want haste. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Look at it all go. Look at it all go. Hi. Give me more. Give me more. Give me more. You. You're dead. You're dead. Good night. Bananas. Alright, this hand is awful. We have to mulligan it. We'll keep this one. And I think we toss back the Brotherhood's End. I think the lands are important. We'll see. Victor. Okay, fine. Duress me. Unduress me. Theater. We gotta keep that. I don't like it, but we gotta. Balemurk. Give me stuff. Thank you. Get back a Harvester. Looks good to me. Looks awfully good to me. Alright, we'll go Blackcleave Cliffs. And then we will Disturbing Mirth away the Overlord to draw some cards. And then next turn, I think we're just playing Enduring Courage. We'll use the Fabled Passage so that we can thin out the deck of lands, since we have plenty now. Alright, we're going to find a mountain. We could double Harvester of Misery to kill the Bloodletter. I'm worried he has the combo. Don't like it. I think we have to. I think we have to. I hate it. I hate it, but I think we have to. We take no damage. And we'll wait and see what else he has before we decide to kill it. Give me something, please. Give me something really good to eat. Need to get stuff out. Does he have another combo piece? That is the question. That is the question. Restless Vents, pass a turn. So we can Harvester of Misery the Slasher if we have to. Next turn we can Lich-Knights Conquest, pull out 2 full-size creatures, and flip the Mirth into a Manifest. So we'd get back, what, 2 full-size Overlords, put some stuff in our hand. Well, there goes that plan. There goes that plan. That's a problem. I mean, if he doesn't have a combo... If he doesn't have a combo, then I think we just let it through. Then we go to 9. We could shut it down completely. If we give it -2/-2, it'll be a 0/1. It will do no damage to us, so we won't lose half our life total. But it doesn't have the combo. It can't one-hit kill us. So I think we save it. Kind of weird, though. I think in this scenario, we get down a blocker and hold up a Harvester. Because if he does kill our blocker, we definitely need to make sure we give it -2/-2 and we don't take any damage next turn. Go for the throat, sure. It is what it is. We just need to survive. I'm worried about him having a combo. Another Bloodletter or Grievous Wound or one of those other cards. Unholy Annex, sure. What is your plan, my friend? Pass to attackers. We would go to 3 if we take it. That's not happening. Not with an Annex out and his ability to make a demon next turn. We're going to stay at 9. Thank you very much. Ugh. This is bad. We could play a Harvester. But if he kills it, we're just toast, right? We could also swing with the Restless Vents. Try to find removal. We'd have to discard the Harvester. So that we would have 3 mana left to play. To like use the Carnosaur or whatever we find that could kill the Slasher. He's only used 1 go for the throat. I think he's got removal. I think he's got removal. And I think we have to dump the land, just to be safe. He's gonna cut it down. Well, guess we don't get to do anything. Well, we're gonna have to nuke the slasher again. Man, what bad luck. We've only got our -2 removal, none of our -3. And we're up against the slasher. Such bad luck. All we needed is one of these to be a nowhere to run or a Carnosaur instead. We would have been in such good shape. Such good shape. But we just couldn't. If we took the damage there, we go to 3. He makes the demon, we go to 1. We go to 1, and literally anything kills us. What? What? You didn't make the demon? What does he have? Okay, Overlord's down to 1. So that's something. What is he so scared of? Why didn't he make the demon? He's got plenty of life. He should be being super aggressive right now. Why did he hold back? That's so weird. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea. Let's see, the demon. We don't want to kill it, right? If we did all 3 harvesters, we would nuke his whole board, but we'd also kill all of our own stuff. And that would be very bad. And also the demon's gonna attack and get us to 1. And then the Unholy Annex will trigger. So we kinda have to, right? I guess we have to trick him into blocking. I guess that's really all we can do. Manifest the dread. Balemurk. Balemurk. Dude, if we had 1 more mana, holy shit. It would have been nuts if we had just 1 more mana. But we did not. We did not have 1 more mana. So he goes to 4. And then we die. It's the best we could do, though. It's the best we could do. If we actually had our relic, which we have plenty of removal that can kill that slasher. If we had actually gotten that early instead of stuck with all the harvesters, this would be such a different game. If he can't kill us right here because we have a little bit more life, Dude, this game would have been so different. We're going to try to keep this. It's going to be really bad. We got no lands. Alright, we're up against 𝑇𝑒𝑒𝑟𝑟𝑎𝑛𝑐𝑒. We know what that means. Get out of here, Enduring Courage. You're too slow. You're too slow. Beat it. Okay, go for the throat, sure. I will Raucous Theater. I will keep the Blazemire Verge so that I can play Overlord next turn. Thank you. Unstoppable Slasher. Well, Misery can't kill that. But you know what can kill it? I wonder if it would be better, actually. No, let's get this down. Because we could potentially still blood spatter it next turn and have it dead for good if we wanted to. Or have it dead for good with a Brotherhood's End and hit something else. And this is ticking down, which is awesome. Raucous Theater. We'll keep that for the Carnosaur. Get rid of the Slasher. Pass the turn. Still holding up Harvester in case we need to use it on like a bat or something. Another Unstoppable Slasher. Draws a card, loses 2. Find a mountain. Alright, we're going to play Carnosaur here. Try to just go wide with value. Hopefully. One turn away from Overlord flipping. Tapped land. So he can't unlock the Ritual Chamber yet. Bitter Triumph, sure. I have no problem trading with the Slasher here either. Deep Cavern Bat. He's got to take the Brotherhood's End so that it forces me to use both instead of just Brotherhood's End to killing everything, you know? But it's not great. We do also have Carnosaur. Let's just Carnosaur. Carnosaur with Enduring Courage out is kind of insane. Absolutely. Absolutely. Goodbye. We put counters on our blood spatter analysis. That's wonderful. We swing 9, put him at 3. Overlord of the Boilerbilges is up. Here we go. The Carno do be soarin'. We got a 6/6. I mean, he's dead no matter what, right? We've got 6 mana. I guess it's probably best to just do this. And then kill the Archfiend with the Overlord. And then do all the damage ever. Let's get back a Carnosaur, I guess. Gross. So gross. Thanks so much for checking out my channel. I'd like to give a huge shout out to all of my patrons over at Patreon. Without you guys, this channel would not be possible, so honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your contributions. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe. The more likes we get and the quicker we get them, the bigger this channel will grow and the faster it will grow. I'd love nothing more than this channel to become something very special for you guys, but it's entirely up to you how fast that happens. Also, if you'd like more deck techs, that's somewhere over there. And if you'd like to see what else the channel's been up to lately, that's somewhere up that way. Also, subscribe, circle below, do all the things.